Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to an early recording of Market Watch. I'm recording this one on Saturday rather than Sunday. I usually make these on Sunday, but I am leaving. I'll talk a little bit about that later. But we're talking about Bitcoin today, so we will have one day less of data that we can look at, but that should be fine, no problem. So last time I was talking about, I believe we were somewhere around 10,400, and it's not looking too good ever since. I think the sentiment that I've seen generally on CT, on crypto Twitter, has been pretty damn bearish. I think most people are bearish on this asset. Most people are shorting it right now. And it's important to remember that we've been here before. This has happened a million times in the past with Bitcoin. I'm generally still bullish as long as we stay above 10K. The longer we stay above it, I'm just generally quite bullish on that as a proposition. Yes, if you look at it in terms of price movement, we keep getting these peaks that are obviously lower and lower and lower. And so you're thinking, I would say generally this is probably the point where the bears are going to try and take this away. But I'm still pretty bullish on this thing. So I'm generally more inclined to be long than short. I do have a much bigger position than I had before because we've had these pullbacks now towards around 10,000. I have bids basically positioned all the way up until around 8K or so. If we do hit those levels, I'm definitely going to be a buyer. Very interested in that. Again, the overall macro trend is pretty damn bullish, so it's really easy just to buy and hold. And really, this is just Bitcoin that I've had for quite a long time that I sold recently around that 13K level. And so now I'm just looking to rebuy and reaccumulate for more of a long-term position. I think Bitcoin around 10,000 and below is pretty damn cheap, especially when considering where we're going to be likely headed in terms of a future run. So all things considered, perhaps not as bullish in terms of price action, but the price action oftentimes tends to blind people towards the fundamentals of the market. And the fundamentals are that we are going to get that backed launch pretty damn soon. So this could, in theory, be some kind of final shakeout for the bears, for the weekends of the bulls. Who knows? But again, my general thesis is that right now you should probably be a buyer as opposed to a seller. Now that doesn't mean you can't short it. It doesn't mean you can't make money shorting. Certainly, I wouldn't be the person to tell you that we're definitely going to stay above 10K. It looks pretty dangerous right now. However, I am just generally much more of a fan of the trend. So the trend is your friend until the end. Until proven otherwise, we are bullish. This is a bull season. We are definitely going up. This is a bull cycle. And so I see absolutely no reason to change that tack, to change that strategy. So that's really all we have for Bitcoin. There's nothing really fundamentally interesting or important that came out this week. So we'll just skip over that section of the video. It's just pretty damn boring. The back news is pretty good. I think that's going to carry us all the way up until it does release. So yeah, and now we're looking at Ethereum. I wanted to talk about Ethereum Bitcoin on the Bitcoin pair. I talked about this last time. I was actually decently bullish on this thing, but I was still unsure at the time. I said I was maybe going to get a position. I ended up not getting an Ethereum position just because I had basically no time this week. I was busy doing a whole bunch of other things. I probably would have bought some if I had a little bit more time, but that's fine. We didn't really move that much higher than I believe last time. I don't remember where we were last week. Let's see. Can we look at the daily? I think last time we were somewhere over here, possibly around 0.180. So up a little bit since then. I think it's almost over 10%, which is awesome. So that's great. And yeah, so Ethereum is looking decent. It's looking decent. It's looking good. I think at this point, just because Bitcoin is looking a little bit more bearish, I would probably not be too interested in purchasing Ethereum just to try and make money on the Bitcoin pair. I think if Ethereum is going to do well, it definitely will require Bitcoin to pull a little bit of that weight. Definitely in USD, so it can drag Ethereum up like it's been doing it this entire run. It's just kind of been dragging it through the mud, and every 10% Bitcoin goes up, Ethereum goes up 5%, which is really nice if you're trading Ethereum, but not nearly as nice as just holding and longing Bitcoin, which is a shame. But yeah, I think it's going to happen if Bitcoin starts moving up. I think Ethereum is definitely going to start moving up, maybe at a slower pace. And you can see this exemplified. I have the USD chart here with the USD chart. So the USD chart is pretty. I wouldn't say it's brutal, but it's not really the best chart. Definitely worse than the Bitcoin pair. And that's just completely apparent to anyone who's looking at this chart. $188. I think it's a decent price. I know a lot of people are waiting for 160. Everyone is waiting for that 160 to get in on their Ethereum position. But the more that everybody wants a specific target or a specific price, the less likely that's actually going to happen. So I also love this wick action we had over here where we went to 171. And this is Coinbase. So I think that kind of was possibly the bottom there. It looks to me like a capitulation. You look at the 4-hour volume, really insane volume near it, which is great. You always want to see that. You generally, if you have a little bit of volume, that means that there's absolutely no interest at these prices. And really, do you want to have no interest at Ethereum at 170? Absolutely not. You want to have a lot of interest if you're a bull. So Ethereum is just, again, taking a heavy beating in terms of USD, down quite a bit from last week where we had this video where I made this market watch. But I think Ethereum is probably going to do okay. I perhaps would have bought a position last week, but if I had bought a position, I probably would be selling right about now, just because I think Ethereum has had its move on the Bitcoin pair, and I think it really all depends on Bitcoin. If Bitcoin goes down, then you kind of were a little bit silly buying Ethereum. If Bitcoin goes up, I don't know if the Ethereum Bitcoin pair is going to go up. I think it may. I think it requires it, but there's always that chance that it doesn't, and so you're probably better off taking a risk on only Bitcoin rather than taking a risk on Bitcoin and Ethereum both going in the right way. So you're kind of doubling your risk if you're doing it that way. Anyway, that's really all I had for this week. This is a short episode because there's really not too much to talk about. Everything's kind of bearish in the short term, obviously bullish in the long term. So I'm a buyer, perhaps not for alts. Major alts are kind of looking crappy, but there it is. This will be the last video that I record. I have a whole bunch of other videos recorded and ready that are going to release. So you guys aren't really going to notice much of a disruption. I'm going to be away I'm going to be traveling to a few different countries for a while. So this is the last video that I'm going to make that's going to be recent. There won't be a market watch next week, Monday. There should be a market watch the Monday after that, though. I should probably be back by then. But if not, then that might be a day where we just don't have a video. But other than that, I have videos set up for every day of the week during Monday through Friday. I have 3 or 4 altcoin analysis reviews that are going to come out. I'm really proud of those ones. You guys are giving me a great feedback with those. I'm going to knock out, so I've had a few community suggestions so far for altcoin reviews. What I want to do is I want to knock out some of the easy ones and the large caps first, and then I want to start moving into coins that are a little bit different and perhaps more niche and unique. So I had someone who asked me about Lux. Someone else asked me about, it was some other coin, but kind of a lot more underground coins, right? These aren't billion-dollar market cap coins, and I'm willing to do these reviews, but I think first we should probably knock out the more major alts, just so everyone can get a feel for the way that I fundamentally look at things. But yeah, so just so they don't feel like I'm beating up on their coin. But yeah, so I look forward to those altcoin analysis videos. Those are going to be coming out Friday. No market watch as of next week, but I do have Blackstone Speaks and other videos set up, scheduled, ready to go. So you guys shouldn't receive much of a service disruption or much of a disruption in the channel content. So that should be fun. I look forward to your comments. I'm not going to be too available, but I should be around on Twitter. So just give me a DM on Twitter if you have any questions or any comments, or you want to say anything or any kind of critiques on the YouTube channel, this and that. I'll be messing together a lot more content while I'm out and thinking about what I can do next for the channel. So always open to suggestions. Anyway, yeah, that's all I had. Leave a like for this video if you liked it. Leave a comment. I want to know what you guys think. Are you guys long right now? Are you guys short? What are you doing? Are you holding? Or are you just neutral? Are you cash? What do you guys think on the market? Am I completely wrong here? I would love to know. So leave a comment and let me know. Other than that, subscribe to the channel if you want to see more. Thanks for watching, and I will see you guys next time.